Why does everybody have to make my job harder?
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement.
Nani?
But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make.
Objection, Your Honor! I don't enjoy all these, weird out-of-court regulations. I enjoy hearing Edward's opening statement.
Mr. Phoenix, the chief has spoken.
I have spoken.
Your Honor, why would his romantic wiles ever be relevant to a trial? Oh god, I love it. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet?
Oh my god.
No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours?
Give yourself up or Phoenix gets it.
Lana, that is to say, the defendant.
I'm waiting for him to be like, should be real careful about what she says in court because I have, something waiting back home. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
Not what I expected.
Huh.
Also, why couldn't she ask me to ask? She wants to do what?
Haven't heard what she intends to say. I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
Objection! 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 We didn't take a plea deal. This is it. She's not being called to the witness stand. Stop! Where's my object button?
In real life, defendants aren't only allowed to testify. If the defendant wants to testify, the lawyer cannot stop them.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Their own defense attorney could be like, listen, they are going to cross-examine you, and because you're testifying, they can bring up all of the crimes you've ever been convicted of that are relevant, and there's a lot of crimes here that normally the prosecutor couldn't mention at all. But if you get on the stand, all of a sudden, everyone will know every single bad thing you've ever done, essentially. So it's really a terrible idea for you to go up on the stand.
So why can't I
and the defendant can say, you know what? I'm going anyway. The jury is going to believe me.
I want
to
stop them. They should have.
Torpedo!
Oh, I don't like that. This is the accurate part of Ace Attorney.
Here's what actually happened. When the defendant says, I want to testify, and the lawyer says, no, the hell you won't, and they say, yes, the hell I will, the judge has to take the jury out of the room, and the defense attorney calls their own client to the stand, and they have the judge swear them in. And they're just like, Your Honor, I just want the record to reflect that I advised my client not to go on the stand. Isn't that right, client? And the client says yes. And they still, despite my advice, have decided to testify anyway. Isn't that right, my client?
Oh my
God. The client says yes. Because if they don't, they could be sued for malpractice. And so they have to literally cover their own ass like that.
Where's my bit here? I wasn't, where? Come on. Judge, you can see that I'm very horribly objecting to this, right? Lana, tell him that I told you no.
And then literally the judge will be like, all right, listen, it's their decision, because it is.
I think we just killed Dory.
Why does everybody have to make my job harder? It's already hard as it is.
Defendant? Why would you ever
execute Order 66?
Exercise your right to testify.
I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished.
No, that's not how testifying works. You don't get to ask questions.
In many ways, I'll be finished.
Oh no.
Well then, what's your request?
Would you guys please find me guilty?
Your Honor, I'd like to put an immediate end to this trial. So yes, please, find me guilty.
No!
I beg. I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman.
Perjury! She's lying! You can get her for perjury, but not for murder, please.
In the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. There, I've said it like a clue game. Can't get much clearer than that.
Lana, why? Why? Objection, Tap, you can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea.
In that case, Mr. Wright,
I withdraw my plea.
I no longer require your service.
But Lana, think of the children. Think of your sister.
I am. Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney.
Edward, save me.
The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me.
What do you mean? Your own testimony is direct evidence.
But it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please.
Hashtag judge is too interested in this case, so he's like, no, I want to hear it all out.
Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need for this trial to continue, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise.
Why is everybody who needs a defense attorney so terrible? You know the only one. You know who was good. You know who was good to me? Will Powers. He never wanted to be found guilty. He told me everything he could because he was asleep. It's true. It wasn't like he was lying to me. You know, I miss that guy. I
No
hated
one
that
treated
case,
me like Will
but I miss
did.
that guy. This can't be happening.
It appears the time for the verdict has arrived.
Does Emma know how to lockpick?
This court finds the defendant.
Come on, Emma. Emma.
Objection. One moment, Your Honor.
Thank you, Edward.
Edgeworth! Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Cap, any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature.
Edgeworth, come into my side.
Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut,
Oh, I don't trust that.
Tap, tap. If you should know one thing about me, it's that I'm never a good boy. And I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
never been spoken back to before, have you, Chief Gant?
Evidently
You're
not.
a fabrication to cover up your past mistakes.
He's coming for his wig!
Fired!
Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be.
Oh, Edgeworth, I could give you a hug.
With this sudden confession from the defendant,
Oh,
it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
is that allowed, Dylan?
To strike a deal behind the scenes? It depends
Yeah.
on the deal, but probably not. No.
Ah.
Like, you're allowed to make a deal with the defendant so that they plead guilty, but you can't coerce a defendant to plead guilty to a crime they didn't commit.
And shouldn't Phoenix have had to be there the whole time?
He had the defendant has a right to have their lawyer there, but they can waive that right.
Dang. Yes, I will be smooching Edgeworth after this.
The only question is which part of him to smooch. Some kind of deal.
We'll start
Not
at the
everyone
top
operates
first.
as you do. Worthy? I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness.
Oh? To whom?
As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony.
Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue.
I don't care what you think, Miss Skye.
Snap!
Okay, so this is the goblin mode.
This
This
is
is him going feral.
Begone, thought. The exposure of truth requires, well, sometimes it'll result in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it.
Edgeworth, you were at the beginning, but really deep down, you just wanted justice, and I respect that. I respect that.
Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Judge, it's your courtroom. You do whatever the you.
I clearly hold no authority over here except over this gavel.
Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words. On the record, please.
Yeah, right
Not if
that
you
down.
weren't taking the death penalty, Gant.
Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand.
I'm so ready. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. I feel like that's not the saying. Isn't the saying take the bull by the horns? But alright.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is Emma Skye.
Oh look, Mars, you're not dead.
No, I'm not. Yay. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator.
It's student. Her occupation is student.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings.
I'm really waiting for somebody else to screw up and say, Drake, please validate me.
Is this correct?
Yes, I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though.
And you encountered him despite him being a much higher level CR than you could handle.
And then he forced me to sign a contract.
He did not hold it! Tap! There was no forcing anyone to do anything on that session. I'm sorry. I'm just very enthused with our last Pathfinder session. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time.
I wasn't thinking forced, I was just trying to be funny. I think it worked.
I think slandering Dylan is funny.
Oh boy, there's no way to look good on this one, is there?
You're talking with a lawyer in training, you know? There's not a
That's true. This is a losing battle. I should
Yeah.
just stop.
Mars, hit me with the, well, actually, I wrote it down so it'd be libel, not slander.
Soon,
I'm not the
soon,
lawyer,
Dylan,
so I
soon.
did not know that.
Well, now you do.
Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman, not a deal with a devil. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant?
Yes, it most certainly is.
Well, okay then!
He sure gave in fast.
Phoenix, that's just what I do. This is not your first rodeo.
That's very true.
Please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
The trip to yesterday. Oh, that's not a word I see very often. The trip to yesterday has finally begun.
That's not a word I think very often, so I tripped over it in my own head.
It really isn't. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Determination. Whew.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
The drawing was a manipulation for Emma.
That's understandable. However, please tell Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth. Why does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honor.
He's playing like Phoenix over there.
You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. He believes in me, though. He believes in me, though. Like,
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
that's literally what it is. He believes in me to use my evidence in cross-examination in order to do it.
He really does.
Wait, but you're not the lawyer anymore.
Apparently, I still am.
But you're not.
Apparently, I still am.
There is a possibility that a judge would be like, you know what, we're already in this trial, and I don't feel comfortable with you representing yourself at this late stage, so I'm not going to let you, like, fire your lawyer.
Nice.
I feel like a
Oh.
judge would be really hesitant to allow someone to go pro se in a murder trial, and especially midway through.
Almost at the end. Not even.
Yeah, it's just
midway.
because the judge would be worried it would be overturned on appeal because the defendant wasn't adequately explained what he was doing and how he would, like, almost guaranteed to lose then. So the judge would be, like, really, really resistant.
So look, the judge reinstated me, or never uninstated me, and that's that. Press, because we press everything. Hold it. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yes, she was second in command under the Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Guy used to be quite the pair.
I believe they share the same office.
That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk
When Gant was rearranging her organ.
and dream about playing that organ.
Oh no, Dylan. No.
What do you mean? I meant, I'm just talking. Oh, get your mind out of the gutter, Ori. Jeez.
You act like
Oh,
you didn't mean
my
it
brain
that
was
way.
my brain was not going that route. Oh
Like-
boy.
I just meant that he was laying the pipe.
See?
What? No,
That didn't make it better.
That one. That
His
one just
instrument.
guaranteed me. No, Dylan.
what?
That was worse.
Oh my gosh!
Oh boy. I wanted to play it that day too.
The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day.
Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
Boop, bop, beep. Hold it. Man.
Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer.
Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest.
I've never claimed to be family friendly, and it's 90% because Dylan's here. That's all I'm gonna
Hold it!
say. Tap.
I mean,
You-
I'm pretty sure I kind of help with that. At least a
That's
little
true.
bit.
Objection!
That's true.
Tap.
That's true.
I noticed that you two were the ones who interpreted my comments in a horny manner. All I did was speak
Dylan,
just mere fact.
Dylan, please state to the court. Remember, you've sworn in that you will say the truth and nothing but the truth. You're telling me that you did not say that statement with any sort of innuendic intention.
Oh, I'm telling you, one, innuendic is not even a word, and two, the prosecutor never has to swear to tell the whole truth.
You're just proving my point, is all I'm saying.
I'm just giving you legal information.
We hope you enjoyed watching this episode of the Arcade Cabinet.
Join us. We're live 9 p.m. Eastern, Twitch, and YouTube.
If you like what you've seen so far, consider giving us a like and subscribe for more content and chaos.
See you next time.
And Meowth, that's right!
No.